All right, I'm making this video. I don't want to be, I'm not going to do any cuts. I have little notes that I typed out so I stay on track with some things I want to say. So you'll see me looking over at my computer right there. But I'm not doing any cuts. I usually pride myself off of not getting into commenting and reacting to these kind of videos when it revolves like vegan drama. And sure, this NIKOCADO thing that's going around, a lot of YouTubers are making videos about it, so you can kind of call it drama. But the reason I'm making this video is that one, I know Nick personally. I've hung out with him multiple times off of YouTube. And I also think there are some really good points that I can make from the conversation of what Nick is doing that I think will benefit the vegan movement, benefit you if you are a YouTuber looking to make the world a better place, get people to go vegan. So I think there's some actual good things to talk about beyond just the drama. Okay, let's just get into it. So if you don't know, go watch Nick's videos, but he's been in the vegan, high-carb, plant-based movement for many years. I've seen him at multiple festivals. He's been on YouTube for a while, and he put out a video recently where he's crying and talking about how he's questioning whether veganism is right for him, nutritionally, ethically. So go watch that video if you want before watching this, if you want to get into the details, but that's the gist of it. He's questioning, is this really healthy? I don't feel amazing. I think he said, my blood work isn't amazing. Maybe I'm not supposed to be vegan. He also talks about how he's stressed about the control of a vegan diet, having to look at labels, whatever. Because guess what? It's true. We live in a non-vegan world, so if you care about being vegan like I do for animal rights and also for health reasons, I'll get into that later, the obstacles it takes to go vegan, to me, aren't that bad. It's better that I can go to bed every night knowing I'm vegan. But I'm gonna get into that later. First off, I want to say questioning is always a good thing in life. Even veganism, your religion, your relationship to your family, your friends, everything you should always question in life, because we do grow up getting indoctrinated with certain things. I'm sure you've had this experience where you were told something when you were growing up. Probably for you, it was that eating meat's healthy, and then you figure out, oh my God, it's actually not healthy. And if you never questioned that, you wouldn't have, maybe gotten healthier going plant-based. Now, Nick is doing kind of the opposite of what I just said. He's deciding to question veganism, which has been indoctrinated him on YouTube, all of that. I think that's a great thing. You should always question, because what's the only outcome that comes from questioning? You do research, you try new things, and you figure out what's best for you. I'm all on board with that. So questioning is good, Nick. I think that's okay that you're questioning your veganism. Nothing's an absolute truth. You have to figure it out. But also just keeping it real. I know that Nick, we make money off of YouTube. I do as well. Not very much at all. I can be open about it. I make $100 and something off of my AdSense views. Not a lot at all. But Nick has grown a lot more than me in the last few months on his channel. He's done all these mukbang things, which are definitely, it's kind of clickbaity. Maybe he's passionate about it, but look, it's getting him a lot of views. It's making him definitely an income, significant income. So I'm a little bit skeptical at I could just tell from his mannerisms, he is kind of a dramatic person, and he's being authentic. You can tell. This is real. He's not completely fabricating this, but I personally think, this is just my response video, that there might be some enhanced drama in why he's building this up in order, whether that's to get views, whatever. And honestly, I don't hate him for that. You can't hate him for that. We're also trying to make money here. That's just the reality of it. So that there's a little bit of his mannerisms that seemed a little bit ingenuine, but he's also just naturally kind of a dramatic person, which is totally cool. So I feel you, man. You're questioning, and I understand. But going on, nitpicking into some more detail. First thing I have, so you say that you have felt a little bit sickly as a vegan, that maybe it's not the healthiest thing for you, your blood work, whatever. Okay. Do I think that every body is the same? No. We're all different. We're all different people, and Sure, could I foresee it's possible that veganism doesn't work for some people? Yeah, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. What I do know is my own experience and the experience of the vast majority of my friends and colleagues and peers in the vegan movement. And my experience and almost everyone else's is that on a healthy vegan diet, eating a diverse amount of foods, trying out different diets within veganism, I feel incredible. I am much more energetic, athletic, much happier as a person since going vegan. I just got blood work done. I got the results from my doctor today. The blood was drawn 3 or 4 days ago, and I'm going to make a video as soon as I can, hopefully tomorrow, when he sends me the actual panel. We just talked over the phone, but I had incredible blood work. He said, like, almost the only thing he said I was slightly low in vitamin D. I ended up looking at the recommended amounts, and I'm actually in the perfect level according to like WebMD, but I'll have to do more research for that. And that was the only thing. My B12 was perfect, my iron was perfect, my sugar levels in my blood. So, and I'll make a video, I'll actually show you those results. But what I'm saying is that I've been vegan for 4 years. I have tons of friends that are vegan who are super fit, athletic, healthy. I mean, you can't say that veganism doesn't work for the vast majority of people, and that's kind of what Nick is proposing. Like, he starts making all these fallacies like, we're meant to be in nature and nature kills other animals. And I'll get into why those are illogical. He's trying to use logic to make those points, but it actually doesn't work in 2016 when we have modern medical research and we don't live in nature anymore. But look, there's people like Scott Jurek, 300-pound vegan, Nate Diaz, who's a MMA fighter, who's predominantly vegan. We have all these examples of healthy, long-term vegan athletes. Scott Jurek's a great example. Last year, he's in his 40s and he broke the world record for the fastest run of the Appalachian Trail. It's like 2,000-something miles. So we have examples of long-term vegan athletes doing incredible things who are super healthy. So veganism works for people. That's just a fact. And I feel like Nick in these videos, he's having this epiphany, which I think is a false epiphany, that, wow, veganism actually doesn't work. We need certain nutrients that veganism doesn't provide. It's just not true. And then he gets into the supplementing thing. So he says that, like, injecting B12, oh my God, if you have to make an injection, it must be an unhealthy diet. Dude, you're totally dramatizing that. That's such BS. One, you don't have to take injections. You can just take an oral vitamin B12 supplement. It's really not a big deal. And as we know, and you know this too, man, because you've done your research, you know about veganism, it's not veganism that it makes you devoid of B12. It's the nutrient microbes in the soil. Our food is hyperwashed, and some of it isn't grown in the most nutritious soils where vitamin B12 is found. And the reason that people eat animal products usually have fine B12 levels without supplementing, although some do have low B12 supplements, or have low B12 levels, is that cattle get fed B12 supplements because they also aren't living their whole life with their face in nutrient-dense soil. So pretty much B12 is every single person that eats from a grocery store, whether they're a meat eater or a vegetarian, the big source of their B12 is coming from supplements, even if you're eating animals that were fed supplements. It's a soil nutrient issue. And you even made a point like that injecting B12 so extreme, if you should be injecting something. It's actually not, man. Sure, like what we associate needles, heroin, but this isn't the same case. Some people, instead of taking an oral supplement every day, would rather just put B12 into their body through a needle. It doesn't even hurt. I've gotten it done before, and you don't have to worry about it for a month. It's just a convenience thing. It's actually not extreme. We live in a world where if you're buying food from a grocery store that's modernly farmed, it's just not going to have as nutrient-dense soils. You can be vegan, not eat animals, live out in a farm, do all your own farming, have your hands in the soil, and have fine B12 levels. So to go on, so yeah, he starts talking about how, like, he starts putting the argument that tons of paleo people put out there, like, we evolved to eat meat, animals eat meat, or animals eat other animals in the jungle. And he was even saying, like, plants have thorns, it's a hard world out there. Dude, like, here's why this doesn't make sense. Yes, human beings evolved from being meat eaters to who we are now. We've eaten meat in times. Guess why? because it's a dense calorie source. So in a world where it was either the choice of eat grass all day and leaves, or kill an animal and eat it, you're gonna have so much more calories when you eat that animal, which is why humans did it, and we evolved because we had dense sources of calories. There is no medical evidence, scientific, historical evidence that I've ever seen that eating meat in those evolutionary times helped us to think things that we know now through modern science, to lower our risk of heart disease, lower our risk of cancer. The only correlation these paleo people and now Nick is making about why we used to eat meat in the past, we should do it now, is because people could survive longer eating meat back then because they didn't have things like farmed rice and wheat and potatoes, and for a period of time we didn't even have fire. So even if we had rice and potatoes, we couldn't really eat them, which is why eating meat made more sense. Now we know through medical studies and science that if you have the choice to have a dense source of plant-based calories, potatoes, rice, wheat, pasta, you can even say fruits from a grocery store. If you have adequate amount of calories and you don't have to chew on grass all day, and you base your diet off of plants and you eat very little to no animal products, you're gonna be able to fight off risks of heart disease, osteoporosis, arthritis, Alzheimer's. It's a medical fact now. So I haven't seen compelling enough evidence to show that introducing meat could necessarily be healthy. In fact, I just see so much evidence showing that the lower and lower you get to eating foods with high saturated fat, animal protein, and cholesterol, the lower you get to those up to not eating it at all, the better you're gonna be for being healthy, having healthy cholesterol levels, not getting a heart attack, and all of this stuff. So we don't live in the jungle anymore. We don't have to kill animals. We have the choice to eat vegan. That's true. You've been vegan for 5 years, you said. And if it turns out that it's the healthiest diet and you can get all the nutrients you want, which my blood results show that I get all the nutrients I need, this is where I'm a little bit confused about this huge scandal that you're having, if it's purely based on health. Now, here's the next thing I'm going to bring up. Maybe for you, you're freaking sick of having to read labels. You're sick of vegans. You're so deep into this YouTube world. Maybe you're just like, I've had it. I want to be like an average person. Cool, man. Do it. Like, that's fine. If you don't want to be vegan one day, it sucks. It's a loss for the vegan movement. It's a loss for the animals because you're gonna have to eat them and contribute to their suffering and death. But dude, it's your life. You got to do whatever you want. I'm just skeptical of you bringing up these illogical fallacies that I've been discussing, like it's not healthy, you don't get enough nutrients, we're animals, we need to be killing other animals. I don't buy that stuff. So if you want to make a video and say I'm just sick of being vegan, I'm tempted to eat animal products, I'm doing these mukbangs, I want to open it up, all right, man, you can do whatever you want. People are going to criticize you. I'm not. It's your life. It's whatever. Okay, I had to make a cut there because I kind of just lost my train of thought, but I think I can wrap it up. I think I've said mainly what I need to say. But I'm going to give you advice. This is what I recommend you do. Clearly, in this video, you're crying, you're emotional about this, you don't know what to do. It's a tough situation. You don't think that veganism is healthy for your body right now, Nick. So what I think you should do is try to eat some animal products and be objective about it. Every single day that you do it, at the end of the day, say, how do I feel physically right now? Do I have a little bit more energy? Do I feel a little bit more lethargic? How's my skin? Whatever. And then also say, how am I feeling emotionally? How did I feel when I ate that animal product? Was I like, oh, I know all that I know about animal suffering. That didn't really make me feel good. And do it for a week, okay? Switch things up because you're clearly in distress. You got to switch things up. I go to bed every day so happy that I'm vegan. You clearly are not. So try it, man, and see how you feel every single day. And if you continue to feel pretty good, then get some blood work done in a month or two and you'll have an even more objective metric. And if you can say that you're healthier eating animals emotionally, physically than before, then dude, you're going to be able to make videos and have proof that you've debunked veganism for you. And you know what? That's your path. I'm all for science. I'm not for dogma. So if that's a reality, then that's awesome. Do it. Prove us wrong. And then the last thing is, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just I want to keep it clear. This ain't a hate video. I'm not interested in hater videos, but hopefully some of the points that I brought up were just good things that maybe aren't being brought up when people make their reaction videos. I really try to be objective and not dogmatic, religious, emotional about any of this, because veganism is not a religion. It's rooted in science. It's rooted in facts that animals have to suffer, and I don't want animals to suffer. And then it's also rooted in the facts that there's a lot of medical research to show that it's super healthy. But this is not a hate video, man. I don't want to see you crying on these videos. That's sad. I don't want you to be emotionally torn up. So this is just my reaction and some advice that I gave you. I wish you the best, man, with getting through this, because it must be tough. You've been in this world for a long time, so to think that it's not good must be really emotionally tough. I know for me that it's good, so I'm still happy to be vegan and think I will be forever. So that is my take on it. Let me know what you guys think, of course, in the comments section below. And yeah, let's all have Nick in our hearts and hope that he figures this thing out for himself. Okay, there's my response. And if you want me to make more videos like this, let me know. I kind of like being calm about it, even though it's within the drama scene. It's good, you know, did I do it right? Or am I just perpetuating the drama? Because that's not what I want. All right, peace out.